Well, for us it wouldn't be the same approaches that we've had in the past, because those approaches have driven 0.5% emission reduction and not a 3% emission reduction. And whilst there is a very important role for business, I think business cannot operate in a policy vacuum. And for us, there is a set of areas where we need to strengthen strengthen our policy approaches and develop new policies in some cases. So if I just take a couple of those, again, this is the focus of our dialogue with the government at the moment, with a view to getting some of these policies in place over the next year and 2 years. So first of all, energy efficiency improvement. Well, certainly in the residential sector, we know that people are not rushing to do things which will save them money, whether it's loft insulation, cavity wall insulation, or on the appliance side, buying more efficient appliances. And new approaches are needed there. If you were anything like me, well, the only reason I insulated my loft was because it was required by building regulations when I had a new roof on my house. So people just don't get around in their own home to doing things which make sense, which they might want to do, but they are not top of the list of priorities. Now, a new approach for us, which could be in the government's Green Deal, a new approach would be about making this a national priority, raising the profile of the issue, providing people with information about their opportunities, and then facilitating them, unlocking those opportunities. Probably through some kind of partnership between national and local government, energy companies, other commercial enterprises, and community-based organisations. So that's residential energy efficiency improvement. We need a new approach. For the non-residential buildings, we've heard about the positive experience in the case of the Empire State Building, but not enough is happening across our non-residential building sector. We have some policies in place, so the carbon reduction commitments, some of you may know, but there are areas where there are no policies, no incentives, there isn't good information about the opportunities, about the performance of buildings in the SME sector, for example. And on the other hand, there's a very clustered, there's a very busy policy network, so some companies will be covered by 4 or 5 policies. So there are gaps there that need to be filled in, and there are overlaps in policy that's evolved over time, which needs to be rationalised. If I just think for a minute about developing technology as well, we need financial support to develop the electric car market. The electric cars are ready to come to market. They're great to drive, if anyone's driven one. They drive at least as nice as a conventional car, but they're expensive, and they will be expensive over the next 5, 10, 15 years until they come down the learning curve, and we need some government support to bring them down the learning curve. Electric heat markets, again, electric heat is not something which we have a great experience with in terms of mass deployment here in the UK. It does happen in other places, but here in the UK, heat pumps are relatively expensive and will need some financial support over the next 10 years. And then if we think about carbon capture and storage and gas and coal-fired power stations, that's a really promising technology, but nobody will develop it without government support, so again, we need support there. Offshore wind is another obvious example. Now, if we can develop all of these technologies, we have, at the moment, the most liberalised electricity market probably in the world, here in the UK. We pioneered that, but actually we created it to pull through investments in unabated gas-fired generation, and we wouldn't expect investments in low carbon capacity to come forward under those arrangements. So nuclear, for example, you wouldn't want to put your money into a nuclear plant under our current market arrangements, and what we think we need there is radical electricity market reform to provide more confidence about revenue streams for those big sunk cost investments. So that's a few of the key areas where new policies are required. I'll just finish by saying what is our new government doing in all of those areas. I think it's a really positive start for the coalition government. They've said they wanted to be the greenest government ever. They had a very good coalition agreement that ticked at a high level all of the boxes that you would want to see, but at that stage it was good intentions. And I think we've moved on since then. So we've moved on because we've had a comprehensive spending review, which has confirmed the funding for all of those areas that I've talked about. It's confirmed the funding for the electric vehicles, for renewable heat and the electric heat pumps. It's confirmed the funding for the CCS demonstration projects and for the offshore wind demonstration deployment that we hope to do over the next 10 years. So the financial commitments have survived the spending cuts, and I think that's really positive in terms of building a low carbon economy. We do need new policies. We're going to see proposals for a Green Deal, which could address some of the issues I've said around energy efficiency improvement and encourage wider scale uptake there. We're going to see either later this month or early December proposals for introduction of a carbon tax here in the UK, which again rebalancing the fiscal system to tax bads rather than goods. I think is a very positive thing going forward. And we're going to see proposals for the electricity market reform, a very radical electricity market reform. We'll see those, I think, in early December. So the government is, I think, in all of the key areas moving forward in the right direction. Let me sum up that. I think the case for action is strong. The science underpinning climate change is important and robust. Internationally, it's been very disappointing, but we are moving forward, albeit slowly. We are making progress, though, and at the country level and the groups of countries level, things are happening in a positive way. We do have a great opportunity here in the UK to build a low-carbon economy, to save money through energy efficiency, to invest in the right things, the right technologies, with long asset lives that will not become stranded over the next 5, 10, 15 years as the carbon price rises. We have an opportunity as a first mover to build green markets, to get jobs, value jobs and the profits that go with those green markets. And I think we've got an opportunity as well to show that you can both decarbonise your economy and at the same time grow it. And I think we shouldn't understate the importance of having that kind of example in the wider international discussion. So the case for action is very strong. We've got a great opportunity here in the UK. Emissions haven't come down in the past in the way they need to in the future. That will take new policies. We've got a choice now if we want to continue on business as usual, in which case we wouldn't expect emissions to come down, or do we want to do something different? Do we want to follow through with the good intentions of the new government, put those new policies in place that help business and people respond? Certainly, as far as I'm concerned in my organisation, we should take that latter choice, and that is what we will be working hard with the government and with Parliament over the next years to try to make sure that happens. Thank you.